I'm very, very interested to see what sorts itself out in this one. We're going to kick things off with Awoken. We're going to have Keep, Veil, Deep Embrace, and Molten. I like this map pool already. Who wants to comment first?
Dan, you want to talk about that clutch a little bit for me, buddy?
Not much to say. I'm surprised Davis didn't pick it up himself. He knew it must have been coming at him, but I guess he's not comfortable on it. But yeah, SIB gets the clutch. I mean, it's not a free win. I don't think SIB's clutch is anywhere near as good as Arazi's, but it's still a dominant pick. I quite like the Sorlag pick against it. He's gone for that. I'm going to fight fire with fire rather than play a bit more strategical with an Athena. But we know what's coming when the clutch is in the pool. But if you look down the board, I think SIB's got some really strong picks early on. He's gone combat heavy, and I think that plays really well into the strategy you talked about, 40. The fact that he knows that Davjs wants to run at him, so he's picked champions by and large he can fight with. You have a clutch, you have a death knight, and you have a keel, all of which says, fine, if you want to run at me, do it. I have utility and stack to back that up. As we move into the later stages, Athena comes out for SIB. I think I've seen him play that a fair amount, at least on his personal stream, and Deep's a good map for it. And then Visor to round it off, as you know, by that point you have to pick what's left. And unfortunately, he gets Visor, which is really scraping the barrel, but it's decent on Molten at least.
Not bad at all, but I think, I mean, everyone's kind of waiting for this first matchup, right? Clutch versus Sorlag right off the bat to kind of see how that goes. Yeah. I also like Scale versus Keel on Veil, getting thick in the middle of it. That one should be good. If we make it to a Deep Embrace, I like the Athena versus Nyx. I think this is going to be a good set, but again, it comes back to kind of the hardcore mechanics of Davjs plus forwarding his way to a victory potentially, but SIB has the experience of Quake Pro League. He might play a little more patient, playing around it, and kind of let Davjs, you know, ruin things for himself. In all honesty, just kind of maybe getting too over aggressive, and SIB just playing more patient. And sometimes the best move in Quake is no move at all. So we'll see exactly how it goes down. But I think it's going to be fantastic here shortly. Last relegation set of the day, chat. It's going to be SIB versus Davjs. Davjs trying to break on through to the other side. It's going to start off on Awoken. It's going to be Sorlag versus Clutch, and we are live right now on SIB's point of view.
We are indeed, and although I said he needs to play a bit more measured, the one thing he has to do, and we always talk about it when playing as a Clutch, is keep chipping away, make sure you keep on top of the stack, do not let him get free rotations, free vials. You have to just keep the pressure on the Clutch, because if you can do that, then the whole strength of the Clutch is nullified. But, you know, SIB is a connoisseur on this champion, and he's already pushing in aggressively onto the Sorlag. Davjs somewhat not prepared for that, but does get away for now. Has taken more than a lick of damage, so might not be able to commit for the heavy. Although he comes in a little bit late. SIB is up on top, got a rail at hand, but no rockets, so won't be able to peek. Davjs actually does okay, all things considered.
Not too bad, and now's the time where he knows he should probably fight. No shield for SIB, but the problem is SIB's already done so much damage, Davjs can't really aggress as much as he'd like to, so good timing on the shield from SIB, picking up the Mega right after, denying that middle light armor as well, but can he get back to the Mega right now? And Davjs has laid claim to it appears, so actually pivoting back? Nope, okay. Nice play from Davjs there, just tracking SIB. Might even get both items, potentially, as SIB has to be wary dropping down for this heavy.
Davjs did a good job. His no fear attitude is coming into play, as SIB is respecting that. And at the same time, as much as we've been lauding the defensive play of SIB, a lot of it relies on still hitting those shots in those defensive positions. And this is why Base, when he plays like this, is incredibly scary, because his aim is impeccable. You saw there, SIB missing a crucial rail, which means Davjs gets away very healthy. So the defensiveness can definitely come back to bite him if he's not connected with his shots, because it means Davjs gets a free run of the mill, and that means he can then run at you relatively risk-free. And that's what he's going to do here. SIB knows the timing, he's committing and popping the shield for it, but that's a shield for the heavy. Is it worth it? We'll have to see.
I do like the more measured play from Davjs here. Not going too crazy, dealing damage where he can. Missing with that rail, unfortunately, is SIB grabbing those vials and banana. Also playing well, positioning well for this next Mega. Might guess wrong here as he gets caught off guard. The spit isn't going to do enough damage. The LG on LG. SIB grabbing the Mega in the nick of time, and the shotgun, but the spit takes him out.
I was questioning the lightning gun choice. It seems to pay it off, but I thought maybe use the rocket trying to boop him off that Mega. All in all, though, he did pick up the Mega in the fight, which is the only reason why he survived that encounter. But I agree with you absolutely. I'm really enjoying the measured playstyle from Davjs. You see here, he's respecting the clutch. He could have pushed in. He had the actual upper hand with the rocket, but He did his job, he did his damage, he repositioned, he hit a rail, but he also now is hitting a rocket, so I will now retreat and restack.
But SIB, no shield, weaker side of the map, full control to Davjs. This is where he needs to excel here. As the split between the items is going to be a little bit bigger as well. And good rail through the murder hole there. As SIB down to 22 HP, still no shield. Davjs should be able to close in on this one if he could just guess right. 47 HP for SIB. Still staying alive. Good on him. As we're tied at 1, Dan. 3 minutes in, just a little bit over. And this one is close.
I mean, this is going to give Davjs a whole load of confidence going into the rest of the series as he takes a 2-1 lead, because he has forced SIB on his signature champion into a bit of a corner. I know we're only 3.5 minutes in, however, everything he's doing is right so far. SIB doesn't really know what it looks like he wants to achieve at this point. He's just trying to work on the map, trying to get on the items, but he's not doing enough. Davjs is reading him, and there we go. Nice proactive move there. Rocket jumping up. SIB is forced once again to burn that defensive shield, but it's going to be all for naught as he goes down, merely just hitting 1 rail.
Really nice play from Davjs there, forcing the issue. Now the shield is gone, and he got the frag, so Davjs can keep up the momentum as well, but can he keep the timing on the items? That's usually been kind of the bane of his existence, but it looks like he's maintaining position, and he knows a little something's up. There's the spit, there's the jumping around. Big rocket here, and SIB is actually caught out.
Huh?
And, oh, the biggest enemy of clutch, geometry. I've always said it, Dan. 4-1 for Davjs.
He literally just melt into the wall.
I mean, look, the acid burns the wall. Okay, it's granite. I don't know what it is. It burns. I don't know what it is, but 4-1, almost 5 minutes through. Davjs looking very strong on map number 1. Big rail from SIB there from the middle of the map, though.
Yeah, that's huge, and he's extending his lead time and time again, and looking more and more comfortable with it. We said going into this, what a combo! He's off! Oh yeah, and the teabag. Love it.
I think that deserves a little cuppa right there. 5-1 as he knocks it out of the park. Davjs heating up right now. But he just needs to make sure he keeps playing smart here as he gets caught out a little bit, though. The shield is not going to net SIB a lot of damage. That rocket, though, huge damage. As the Mega goes to SIB. Davjs trying to get away here. If he could somehow survive this one, it's going to be huge, but he goes through and SIB plants him. And this is where SIB starts to make his comeback, usually. So Davjs needs to be very careful with his next few moves.
100%, and I think as you rightly put it out, a little bit of a timing error there, just not in position to pick up that Mega, and SIB instantly makes it pay, but SIB is not connecting with anything at this point, and yes, he's picked up the Mega, but still he's, alright, well apparently flying around is just going to do enough to offset the LG enough, but the damage was huge, but the shield was not burned, so that sets him up okay to at least try and contest his next heavy.
And SIB just hitting all the rails, there it is again!
I mean, it felt like for the first few minutes nothing was connecting, but here, this is what we expect from SIB now. Clean mechanical skill, great back-to-back rails. SIB, this time, in not clean timing though, as Davjs to sweep that one away. I'm not sure SIB has realised until now. He worked his way across. And this is, again, this is the balance. Can Davjs capitalise upon this? Because this is the moment where Clutch is vulnerable. Not got a big stack. Already burned the shield. Wow. Also forced to contest. You just cannot give Davjs the item because that tanky Sorlag needs to be kept in check. So this is the balance of picking a heavy champion. Is you become a lot more scary. If you're picking a Nyx, it doesn't really matter if the Clutch doesn't contest for all of the items, but you're picking a Sorlag, it can come back to bite you.
Absolutely agree. Big rockets there from Davjs, up 2 now. But again, SIB showing that he's been in this position before. He's very proficient on the clutch, and he's not so bad with the railgun, Dan, as Davjs still needs to be careful here, even though he has a 2-frag lead, getting caught out at this heavy, doing a good job of dancing past the damage, but then a free rail for SIB going up the jump pad here, as Davjs does lay claim to the heavy eventually, somehow dodging those rockets. SIB has to pop the shield. Big rockets from SIB, and he capitalizes with the shield out, Dan. 5-6, but he's very injured.
Yeah, and this will take him up to just about basic stack at this point, and Davjs still knows how weak he is, and that's why he appears with the lightning gun from the spawn. SIB did expect it, but there's not much you can do. He's going to go and aggressive himself, trying to punish Davjs here, but the lightning gun once again is paying dividends as the fridge is almost impossible to miss.
Yeah, Davjs showing us his favorite TV show, Shaft, as 8-5. SIB gonna drop down on it again. Oh no, he gets melted before the pickup, Dan. man.
Oh, he got levitated like Aladdin as once again he's trying to go and punish Davjs, but Davjs is having none of this shenanigans, and SIB is just going to be buying a bit of time. It's probably going to come to nothing. Jumps on in, actually pops the shield and somehow gets the frag. Get out of here.
I think he's got a magic lamp after that one. Big play from SIB there to keep him in this. Still down 3, 2 minutes left. Fantastic shield shotgun play. There's a good rail going up the jump pad on another one as Davjs, again, too much aggression. Tried to push in on that heavy. SIB made him pay, and there's still so much time. Davjs going up the jump pad. That's a freebie for SIB, and now it's 1 frag.
I was just about to say, Fordy, this is the exact blunders we cannot be seeing at this level trying to compete for the QPL. You cannot. That's 3 frags for absolutely nothing that Davjs has given up for free. Well, you know, look at the clock. There was 0 reason to do it. However, he's still got a lead, and he needs to mentally reset to keep in this game.
Big rail there from SIB as well, and again, he has the shield, so if things go horribly wrong, it's not that bad. Davjs has to make a play to try and bait it out while avoiding this damage, but he's taking all these rails. Luckily, finally, 2 misses come out, but SIB has the Mega to back up off on, and again, still, the shield in play here, Dan.
Shield is there, he knows he can pop it, but he wants to use it at the right time, and he doesn't want to use it if he doesn't have to. Davjs has got himself away. Sorlak's pretty quick, lovely double back for the rail through the TP. SIB, though, is on the hunt. He knows there's a minute to go. He's caught Davjs. Will he knock him off? Yes, he does! Ouch, that stings.
SIB sweeping the tail out from under Davjs. Up the jump pad, there's the shield, the battle for the Mega. Who's gonna get it? SIB lays an egg on it and takes the lead with 40 seconds left.
Davjs. What can you do in 30 seconds? SIB, great rail to deny the momentum, and Davjs has to just stick around now. Can't press on in. There's still no shield up, but there's nothing SIB really needs to do except for plus back.
When in doubt, rail out. He's going to be able to hit that one, convert big damage, and the Mega's coming up in less than 15 seconds. Davjs has to pray. A miracle needs to happen. 9 seconds and counting, and again, this is exactly what we were talking about. SIB pulls out a victory, 3 seconds left. And just amazing experience there.
I think SIB pulling that out is slightly you know, untoward. I think it was more Davjs giving that to him.
Throwing maybe a little bit, just a little bit.
I mean, you've got to credit SIB for his ability to stay in the game, and I think, as you rightly pointed out, there was long periods of that game where Davjs had good momentum, but SIB wasn't giving up the frags, and that was the difference. Davjs felt he saw an opportunity to extend a lead he had, and it was the wrong choice. 3 frags back to back, nothing came of it. That's why SIB won this game, unfortunately. So I thought Davjs played a great game on Awoken. It took a while for SIB to feel himself, but when he got into that groove, the rails start connecting, you see why Clutch is such a feared champion as well.
Yeah, just a great combo there from Davjs. I mean, again, moments of brilliance, but the mechanics are on point. No one's, you know, testing that from Davjs or doubting that, but that play from SIB was just up in a corner, waiting for the shield to come back up close and personal with the shotgun. 10-9, and SIB, you know, showing everybody that he is proficient on Clutch. We'll see. It's all up to him as we are live on Corrupted Keep here shortly. Map number 2 for the last relegation series of the day between SIB and Davjs. SIB up 1 map.
And all of the relegation matches today have been nail biters. Oh, they just headbutted that Pika. And Davjs is actually just appearing out of nowhere. Unexpected, but hello. And there's the start he wanted.
And look at the stack. SIB trying to make it happen with the nail gun, taking a lot of damage, and Davjs not following the nails, not taking damage to the face. I like this here. Might have a nice clean cutoff here. Can he reach? Good swap, and Davjs up 2. Ooh, but he gets caught off guard here. Gets turned around a little bit, down to 67 HP, as he's going to have to try and make something happen in the boneyard. But SIB catching him out up the jump pad, but does burn the flame strike.
And trying to force Davjs away, but some really good chip damage coming out with the machine gun and the Pika. SIB hurting from that exchange. The Mega is up now, but Davjs is not in the best position to compete. Although he just forces himself into the position he needs to be in.
Yep, bad positioning doesn't matter. My name's Davjs and I have rockets. 3-1. as he's got mechanics. We've said it before, so a little bit of a fist fight here early on, slowing down Davjs, waiting for the TP exit, and SIB warning him with a shotgun. Davjs not aggressing, reads the double back, there's a rocket in the air, and SIB goes flying, but the shotgun prevails. What, 10 HP, Dan? I can't even tell from this side, but Peeker in hand for Davjs and map control.
8 HP, but there's the combo we were talking about. Peeker comes up once again, pretty much being used on cooldown at this point, scouting around, taking a lot of time. SIB's managed to get away. He's still got no lightning gun though. Maybe something Davjs could abuse if he's aware of the fact that SIB repositions, whips out that heavy machine gun, and Davjs is kind of skirting around no man's land at this point. As I say that though, does get dropped on. SIB trying to force the issue, but will retreat now onto the Mega. Davjs is making himself heard, which is exactly where he needs to be. Tries to push on through though, and that maybe was not the right choice.
Slight mispositioning there as SIB was able to drop down right on it, saved his life. Does need to be careful, but he has perfect timing on the heavy, and Davjs gonna miss out on an opportunity. Never mind, LG, and he just takes that frag right back and goes back up 1.
And here's the speed we were talking about, the fact he could force the issue so quickly on a Strog. And that also plays into the vulnerability of the Death Knight. As good as that burst damage is and as scary as it is, if it's not there, you really can just do that. And you have to then force your opponent to hit some crazy shots. So Davjs is doing some good work at this point, but as we saw in the last map, make sure he plays the item timings well, settles into his groove and doesn't overcommit. That's the basic strategy.
Peeker coming out, SIB might make a play for the Strog directly here. Nope, just maintaining position. Big position with this LG as well as Davjs comes flying out of the TP into a lot of damage, and SIB can casually take this Mega.
SIB though, doing a good job of making sure he's got that consistent mid to long range damage. Better use of the heavy machine gun at this point. That's why we see Davjs sitting at quite low. And they're almost happy to just keep exchanging major items. This 4-3, so no one needs to make a drastic move. As I say that, SIB comes in a bit late and manages to force a trade. Maybe getting the timing just a little bit wrong there, because it could have been a good play if he was on the right time. Say Davjs here though, making the wrong decision, getting that Peeker up just a bit late again for the Mega.
Yeah, not really under any kind of cover. SIB's able to take that and tie it at 4. As you mentioned, item control, pretty even between the players. I think 7-8 in favor of SIB in terms of majors, 8-6 in terms of lights in favor of SIB. So Davjs isn't doing a terrible job with the item control, but it's that mid to long range damage that he needs to be able to keep up and making sure he positions better for the Peekers that he deploys here. As he does sweep in and steal a Mega. But the Flame Strike is up for SIB. If he drops down with a rocket, this could be big pain. Davjs needs to get out of there, and it looks like he does.
Yeah, well, SIB knows Davjs wants the lightning gun. He's trying to defend that weaponry, or at least delay him to the point where he could steal away the heavy, and that's exactly what he's done here. So he knows he lost out the items, but he's trying to defend this heavy. Lovely burst strike there, and it's doing a little bit of damage, but Davjs somehow just keeps getting enough damage to stop SIB from putting on more pressure to get the frag. Once again, just pushing in somewhat crazily and getting out.
Somehow just keeps surviving as SIB doing a great job of keeping damage up. No matter where he is on the map, really good use of heavy machine gun. Dropping down more heavy machine gun, just enough LG to keep him out away. But SIB is just going to rotate these items now as he has full map control. Davjs going to get caught out of the jump pad and gets melted down with the LG as SIB takes the lead a little halfway over this one.
Yeah, you felt that coming. SIB was playing very methodically. Whilst he wasn't getting the frag, he's taking and cycling both major items and just continually chipping away at Davjs. So whilst Davjs is restacking slowly, damage coming out is making an inevitability that at some point he will be going down. And now, unless he has a drastic step change and gets some crazy shots, he's losing control of this map very quickly.
It is. It's getting hoobastank because it's out of control here for Davjs. SIB, big rocket to the face, but does have the Mega. Davjs kind of has him cornered, but still doesn't really have the weaponry to make anything happen. Rockets and LG, can he pin him in the corner? It looks like he does. Defensive rockets from SIB fail him this time as Davjs able to capitalize. Cuts the lead down to 2. Really nice LG there, but the Flame Strike, wow.
Okay. Death Knight things.
the balls are on fire, Dan. What are you gonna do? They're huge. 8-5. SIB 3 frag lead yet again.
Nice rockets by Davjs. But what we're not seeing relative to last game is just that cleaner control. Feels a little bit more haphazardous and a bit sloppy around the items. He's been a bit early at times, a bit late at other times. Definitely needs to hone in that timing. He's still got time on a map like Corrupted Key to forge a comeback, but again, just positioning down on that Mega, it's a death trap. SIB capitalized upon that mistake. Even though he was only a few seconds early, it means death.
SIB hitting 46% LG. Playing nice and slow now. 3 minutes remain for Davjs to try and get back into this. He's going to drop down into big LG, and Davjs, nice frag there. Able to rotate between the red room and the heavy to pick that up. Maybe cut off at the rockets. I think he got a glimpse of SIB just a little bit too late, but good fancy footwork there as now he pops the peeker. Good damage as well on the pickup. Ooh, but that rocket from SIB, but Davjs sends him to the sky with the LG. Very weak, but good frag there from Davjs.
Yeah, but as you rightly pointed out, it was a huge rocket, which means SIB can just do that, sweep in off the spawn, doesn't even need to it's not even a risk at that point. Oh, misses for the flame strike though. Somehow Davjs just ends up burning down, but survives the encounter, gets a good spawn by the heavy, and he might meet here. He gets all the weaponry on the pickup, and SIB is in no man's land. He doesn't realize what was happening, has to back on up. The Mega will be up for him to recoup though, so it does work out okay in the end. Davjs is going to have to continue to progress now. He cannot afford with 2 minutes to go to give an inch, but SIB is just positioned on the high ground, dealing out the damage. And it looks like Davjs just has to retreat.
SIB will grab the 2 health bubbles in the boneyard. Davjs opts for 3 outside of the red room. The flame strike do not go through the portal as Davjs. Good decision there. SIB dropping down, tries to cut off, and actually gets fragged in. So this is a Mega, relatively good stack, and a 3 frag deficit for Davjs.
If there was any opportunity to come into the game, it was there. Mistake by SIB falling down, 3 pickup, but big rocket to start the engagement. He got the health bubble to recoup as well, and he's got Davjs out of that room 10 seconds before the heavy, and Davjs just has to get it. There is no other question at this point. Retreating for the light. SIB is there though. He's waiting on the item, he does get it. It's going to be hard ass now, but that's a big rocket. Oh, he's left the Mega up again!
No! And he left himself open to the machine gun. That was an easy layup for SIB. As now less than a minute left, he's down 4, and Davjs just has to try and make some magic happen. Desperation mode right now as he's waiting for an LG, just burning more clock. SIB's going to be able to back up and use that shaft defensively here. 35 HP from the splash damage, and this is looking dire, Dan. I don't think this is within the realm of possibilities anymore.
Yeah, I think so as well, as SIB picks up another frag, nice and clean, and unfortunately for Davjs, it's going to be a bridge too far now, but SIB looked really strong on this map, just had a much better foundational play. Played the items extremely well. And Davjs, his flashes, again, the plays work. You've got to make sure the basics are there, and SIB played them much better on this map.
So 14-10 is going to be the final score on map number 2 in this set. And now the stage is set for Davjs. Can he rise up in front of the Quake world and come back and reverse sweep to get into the league, or is he just going to go out? I mean, he still can win, you know, 1 by 1, of course. You don't want to view it as a mountain right off the bat, but this is a big hole to climb out of, Tim.
Yeah, mentally it's incredibly challenging, because as much as you say you have to take it 1 by 1, you can never look away from the fact that a single loss means you are out of it, and SIB has that buffer of he could throw away 2 games technically and still win. It just takes so much pressure off his shoulders, and you could see it as this series has progressed. SIB has got more and more comfortable. The opening minutes on Awoken looked rusty, but final few minutes are much better, and this map again just grew into it and was looking very comfortable by the end.
Yeah, I mean, just really unfortunate timing. But map number 3 right here, as the life for Davjs hangs in the balance with this map. Again, SIB versus Davjs, the last set of relegation games for today. Keel versus Scale on Veil, and we're starting off on SIB. What a way to start that one with a big trade 10 seconds in. And that's what we want to see, chat. Just a brawl. Let's finish this one out with a slugfest.
If there's anything Davjs is good at, it's getting off to a good start. SIB though patrolling the high ground. Obviously with that kill you can just rain on pain with the grenades. Nothing really connecting though, so Davjs does pick up, or doesn't just quite yet as he's just jumping around. Should pick up sometime soon.
Oh no.
Nope, doesn't he pick it up. And SIB just says, okay, if you're going to be jumping around and messing around on that heavy, I'll take it away from you. Again, just the clinicalness in his timing is just not there, and SIB chasing him down, picking up an easy frag. And that good start is now disappearing.
Yeah, Davjs needs to be careful. He took big damage already off the spawn as well. There's the bull rush trying to make something happen, and he does so much damage. The burst from Scale wins this time, but he took so much damage in return. He needs to be careful, and just like that, SIB with a fantastic rail from down below to win himself another heavy.
And this is the benefit though. Even though you mess up, maybe give away a frag, when you do have this overbearing stack, you can continue to force the issue even off the spawn, and that's what Davjs will enjoy. But SIB needs to counter that, which he's doing perfectly with the rail so far. The rail will be key to his success. It's 3 back-to-back, and Davjs is stinging.
Can't quite push him off of the heavy, but might still get the frag in the rocket again. The trade, SIB making it count. Still up by 2.
I was questioning that push. Somehow he pulls it out, and SIB does get a trade. But again, Davjs just running into SIB. You have to question the decision-making a little bit about what the strategy is here. Would much rather see him play around the item, at least get some weaponry first and foremost. There you go, there's some good rockets at least.
Really nice rockets there from Davjs. Indeed, to again cut the lead down to 2. But can he get back to this mega? And I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to just try and post up, maybe deal some damage beforehand. But SIB is just going to take liberties with it and say, if you're just going to hang out, I'm going to take that frag. Don't mind me at all.
Yeah, and to your point, he should have been at that mega. He should have got back there. Positioning is far more important than fighting.
SIB again, just going toe-to-toe. 8-4 now.
But the problem is now, like, this strategy of +40 has not been working. And as the scoreline begins to descend and spiral out of control, your only solution is to do more of the same. And if the same isn't working, what do you do? Luckily, Davjs does get a frag there, and a clean frag, but he's going to have to convert that frag into a bit of control and a bit of tempo control as well. I would love to see him do some initiation damage before just charging in.
Almost gets a big rocket connection there, but instead, at the very least, able to maintain his stack. Ooh, a little bit of damage. Make that a lot of damage, and now he has to think twice before going through, but he does anyway, and the LG's ready. Davjs not landing a lot of damage in return, and SIB able to pick up that mega and get the frag.
Yeah. And at the moment, Davjs is just not playing a positional game. He's just running around the map. We need to see him win that battle for the high ground. Because until then, SIB is just going to keep dropping onto him or railing him from a distance that Davjs just could not contend at. And you could see SIB just waiting for that. This time he goes down, but you see SIB is not fazed by the aggression. So Davjs needs to find a new strategy at this point.
Good rail there from SIB, knowing that Davjs wanted that heavy armor. And yeah, he tried to Olay the bull rush, and no big deal if he got smushed, as he still has the lead. But this is the first time we've seen Davjs really cycle the items. What can he make of it, Dan?
All things considered, we've only had 4.5 minutes. It's a 3-frag lead for SIB at this point, and we have seen much bigger deficits turned around on a map like Vale.
There ever was a time to play perfect, Davjs needs it now more than ever. Never mind the fact that he's going to need it 2 more times, but for now, on this map, he needs it. There's the one rail as Davjs will miss. There's the bull rush to try and bully him off the mega, but SIB's just gonna stand tall and take the damage and take the frag yet again.
Nice. And once again, it just comes down to a mistiming. Davjs is there a second too late. SIB is already prepared because he knows Davjs is out of position. And it makes his life pretty easy. He just can cycle the items and let Davjs run at him. And once again, another free item for SIB. Does get hit by a couple of rails on the exit though, so as I say that, Davjs recoups. Managed to get back into the game. But he has to continue to now keep a lockdown and just play a more sensible game.
It's a great rail there from Davjs as SIB goes down. 3 frag deficit here. There's a heavy pickup as well. Bull rush around the corner. Can he even make it to do damage? And SIB wisely drops down, lobs a pineapple in his direction. A little bit of a rail as well. Another rail.
My word.
Mega saves Davjs' life here.
He's still going forward. Why is he still going forward?
Somehow turns it into a trade. I don't even understand it anymore. I don't even know if Davjs does, but he's still down by 3 at the end of the day.
I mean, yeah, okay. But he just took 300 damage and he's still holding W.
Well, no fear, right? I mean, at this point, why not? As Davjs misses with the rail, that's not going to stop him. There's a little bit of rocket damage. Make that a lot of rocket damage, but the LG is just piping away at him. Davjs needs to get out 23 HP. The bull rush up, and he can't even use it. Probably wise that he didn't, as the shotgun blast takes him down, and now he's staring at a 4 frag deficit to end.
Yeah, and we said before there was time. Well, that statement is slowly becoming less and less true, as it's just about 3 and a bit minutes to go. And there we go. Every single time he makes an aggression, SIB is meeting him with rockets and pineapples and rails. She comes back through to finish the job with the shotgun. Not very clean, but again, still extending the lead.
SIB pushing in at the right time, and he didn't even really have HP for that, Dan.
No, but he knows he's got the buffer of the frags to take the risk, and at this point you have to look at it and say, I don't know how possible it is. SIB has a full lockdown on the items. Davjs just doesn't seem to be aware of when items are spawning or doesn't care, and I think it's going to be GG40.
7 frags in less than 230, and yeah, SIB just plus forwarding his way to hand deliver a pineapple to Davjs here. So he extends the lead by 8. Could be 9 in a second here.
And it's going to be 9 as Davjs just barrels on through and SIB just retreats to pick up both major items in a few seconds. Oh, maybe not. 1 and 2.
Now Davjs just throwing himself at the wall, similar to what he's been doing, but it's just not going well. And as you said, I mean, you reach a point of no return where you just have to keep throwing your body at the issue, and these are layups for SIB here. Oh my god! Oh, SIB. A little bit of LG here from Davjs, but with 1:30 seconds. I do not think this is possible here. Big rocket, but SIB is just able to tickle him. And again, Davjs in desperation mode has to rocket jump, throw his body, do whatever he can to even get close to doing damage. And with a 10 frag deficit, I think SIB has taken this one in 3. Davjs with a nice combination there. But it would be, I think, just mathematically impossible. Quick NA maths, I don't think that it's possible right now for Davjs. So unfortunate after the display on map number 1, especially, and how close it was. You had a feeling, you believed, if you were a Davjs fan. But SIB again showing the world that he belongs in the Pro League. He can defend his spot, and he does so swimmingly here, as he's going to take this series 3-0.
Yeah, and it's well deserved, because it was looking rough on map 1. Yeah, it was looking rough on map 1, but you felt him build his way into the series as he understood what Davjs wanted to do. But at the same time, it felt that Davjs began to wane as the series went on, and I think he was losing hope. And maybe that first map killed him, because he really could have, should have won that. And then ever since then, the refined play began to lack throughout. But you have to see that if he's able to clean up these mistakes and he's able to play a more structured and almost basic duel, he can build his way into the QPL. He has all the ingredients to do so. It's just the kind of basic methodical component that's missing at this point. So it's the easy thing to fix, if anything.
Yeah, I just want to welcome everyone back in the Twitch chat. Sorry about that. I don't know what I did again, but apparently I did something terrible during that last set. But SIB, if you missed it, SIB was able to take that last map convincingly, and he took the set 3-0, so he will defend his spot. But as always, we're going to bring back Wheat and have a little chat and see what Wheat thinks about that one as we finished up the last relegation series of the day.
Yeah, I mean, SIB played well, right? I mean, you guys really called it early on. Is the plus forward going to be able to beat the I think I can handle this? And the answer was no. You know, some moments of brilliance in a lot of those. I saw some frags that on both sides. I mean, even that last double rocket pineapple midair was pretty sick, but. You know, aside from that first map being as close as it was, it looked pretty convincingly a win in SIB's favor. So congratulations to SIB, you know, staying alive. I'm sure there's an additional layer of pressure making it into the QPL and then finding yourself in relegation, but can breathe easy and, you know, going to get another shot. So Davjs, you know, it's unfortunate wasn't able to make a mark, but this is how the challenger and relegation matches work. So better luck next time.